Good morning, soul tribe, gods and goddesses, unicorns and mermaids, and all you aspects of nature. This is I of the Dawn. Greetings, Celine, Grand Rising. Hola. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Y tú? Okay, I wanted to continue my Neptune series. I was having issues with Neptune in the 6th house because I was dealing with a dark-sided Virgo. And if you're watching, hello. You know, and so anytime I would do the Neptune in the 6th house in Virgo, I would completely dog you guys out. And, you know, that's not what I'm about. As far as, like, dogging you out, I don't want to do that to you. I was in my feelings and I couldn't find anything positive to say about Neptune in the 6th house. So I'm going to start off with your highest ideals, and then we're going to talk about your blind spots. Okay? First of all, you are a surgeon spiritually. You are so precise with your assessment, your psychic abilities and insights. It's just like matter of fact to you. You know, you can walk past someone and just say something like, your karma is you have worked out your karmic debt, you are free to go. And that person will be like, how'd you know that? You know, like, you are so connected to like the Akashic records. You have a clear and pure connection to spirit. It's so heavenly and nurturing. And you're like the Mother Mary and baby Jesus at the same time. You probably pinch hit depending on what's needed, what's wanted, what's channeled through you at the same time. You are Mother Teresa every day, all day. You know, you're guided into the highest level of service. You deserve a Nobel Peace Prize, not Obama. So much. I'm so sorry. He doesn't make anything. Like none of these people on this planet fucking deserve anything. They fucking like kill children, worship the devil, and you deserve that, not them. You are a high priest, a high priestess. You are like virgin. That is the highest level of you. I mean, as far as like, you know, people with Neptune and areas and stuff, they were like, what is my purpose? What I'm supposed to do to get a job or whatever? I don't know. I can't find work or whatnot. Like, what's my career? Okay, be a doctor, a health practitioner of some sort, and you just will never feel like you're working because that's what you do anyway. You're obsessed with herbs and treatments and stuff because your nervous system is a wreck. So you need those things as well. You see how that works? The universe, what we're supposed to do for a living and how we live our life is also what it would kill us if we didn't do it ourselves. Now let's get to your blind spots, sweetie. All right, your blind spots are like living a double life. Unfortunately for you, because you know how dirty and low down the world is, but you also feel like for some reason you have to be one of them. It's like you want to be inclusive, all inclusive. To the point to where, you know, you're like low down and dirty too, even though you're not. So people, you'll be hanging out with people and people like, why are you here? Like, even the demons will be like, looking at you like, bruh, now you know that you should be snorting a whole pile of cocaine. What are you doing here? Give me that shit and go to Harvard and get a job. Be yourself. Don't be like me. This is my shit. Give me my shit. Give me my shit, or else I'm gonna kill you. And then you're like, running for your life. So you done seen a demon or two because you hang out with them, because for some reason you feel like so disenfranchised by how the world is. Like, you take it personal that there's impurities on earth. You take it so personal and you hate it so much that you get attached to it. And also, you know, you probably grew up in a high society minded thumbtack. Okay, thumbtack, I don't like you. You grew up with parents who are aristocratic, who made you feel like, you know, we only sip the best tea, darling. We don't sip the tea everyone else sips. We sip the best tea. So, like, you're very affluent, and you lived in a sterile environment most of the time, where the abuse was ambient and silent and like fucking with your head type of abuse. So you might like be bipolar, but all bipolar is CPTSD trauma from having a separation of your highest self and your lower self, not being able to be yourself, not living in your true identity. You know, sorry, it's awful. It's an awful feeling. Yeah, that's why the highs, the highs, the highs that are separated from being grounded. So what will help you is some somatic work, like getting a yoga mat and like laying out in the forest a lot, getting in touch with your body a lot. I recommend Peter A. Levine's books about healing trauma and releasing goodness. Somatic experiencing really does heal splits, fragments, like bipolar issues and stuff like that. You're highly getting back out of that part. You're highly spiritually, artistically talented. You have the it factor. Virgo is super, what's the right word? Dynamic is not the right word I'm looking for. Lush. Yes. Lush and rich with Mother Earth's talents. Yes. Absolutely, writer. Come through. And you're probably a writer too. You can do it all. But you see, those things weren't cultivated. So now, as you are trying to be yourself, you're running into like blockages, because now you don't really want to put in the work because you feel like you should be someplace else in your life. Like, you know, you should be like considered one of the greats or something like that. And you know, we have these ideals because of marketing. You feel like you should get A+ marketing if you were like a celebrity, you know. But you can always use your gifts wherever you're at. Like, don't forget that. The people who are coming through to us on the television screen are not the only ones valuable in society. That's how they make all of us put our talents to bed. Because if you're not like accepted in that cult, then you feel like you're not doing shit. But look at it like this, you know, if you change one person's life, you can change a nation. never know who you're helping. You never know how you're affecting someone by sharing your gifts. It's amazing out here in these Holy Ghost streets what Spirit does with you or without you, mind you. And so that's where you have to come down off of your high horse too, because you'll hold back your gifts because you feel like, you know, nobody's good enough. I have to find people who are worthy of me, darling, which is true. You're absolutely right. But you have to also start where you're at. Where are you? And then you may not be up to your own standards, but you have to put it into practice. You know, maybe your parents made you feel like you should be the king out the womb, but being a king takes practice. Have you seen animals in the wild, like cubs, how they like pretend to growl at their prey before they get into situations? That was missing from your life. You didn't get a lot of playtime, role-playing time, you know, when it comes to anything, sex, finances. So you did a lot of pretending because your parents didn't accept you being a child. So you were a little baby fake adult, and you're still faking. And that's part of your blind spots, you know. Realize that you're still faking. Go and now take the adventure that Neptune takes you on to heal these splits, which means doing things, taking that Virgo in you to do things practically. If you need to take some classes, accounting classes, and learn how to balance your books so that you can get good at it, because I know you want your own business, Neptune and Virgo. If you were a doctor, you would want your own practice, right? So take what you don't know and let it be an adventure. Now you're on this adventure and you're meeting new people because you often feel shy. Like, you know, if people really knew that I don't know anything, they wouldn't want to fuck with me, mess with me, talk to me. I'm sorry, don't curse. Why cuss? Why? But that's precisely what will help you in society as far as you getting to know people in your soul tribe, because you try to hang out with people who are quote unquote good enough for you, right? Like as far as like the level of society you want to be in, your skirt is always going to show anyway, so you might as well just be yourself so your slip is not hanging and you don't always feel like shit, always feeling bad about yourself, like But if you start off where you're at and then you'll meet people who are where you're at and you can relate. In the areas where you do shine, hang out with those people. That's what you do. I mean, you already compartmentalize all your relationships anyway. So you might as well just be real in all of your relationships, and then you won't feel like shit, like you're lying all the time. But anyway, yeah, I did good. I'm proud of myself. I think I'm over my ex. Now we can both move on. All of us. And I'd like to thank you for watching my channel. Wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, because time isn't linear. And whenever you watch this video is the right time. And I will talk to you again soon. Have a great day.
Sounding like a knock on, sounding like a knock on, sounding like a knock on the door.